Good morning, students. How are you all? I hope everyone is fit and fine at their house. Let's start with our English class. This is Sandhya Jadhav, your English teacher. Students, today we are going to start with lesson number 3. The name of the lesson is Be a Good Listener. Students, tell me, who is a listener? See here. They are the listeners. Listener means a person who listens. Okay? They are listen to the speaker. Who is a speaker? Speaker is a person who is speaking. Okay, students? In your school, your teacher is a speaker and you all, that is the students, are listeners. Okay, students? So, how you can become a good listener? In this chapter, we are going to study how we can become a good listener. So, let's start. It is important to be a good listener when you are learning a language. Students, when you are learning any new language, suppose you are learning Sanskrit or French or English language, at that time you have to listen your teacher carefully. You have to listen that how your teacher is teaching to you, how she is pronouncing a words. Okay. And students, it is very important to be a good listener when you are dealing with other people. Dealing means buying or selling a particular thing. But here, dealings means when you are sharing your thoughts, opinions, your feelings with other people. Now student, tell me, are you a good listener? We can find it out with the help of following questions. In question number 1, let's read. Students, when you are listening to someone, do you look at that person or do you turn your head away or toy with something else? It means when someone is speaking to you, at that time, what you are doing? Do you look at that person or you are turning your head back or do you play with some toys in class when your teacher is teaching to you? At that time, what you are doing? Do you look at the teacher or you are playing with something else? When you play with some toys or you are not looking at your teacher, you are turning your head away, it means you don't understand what the teacher is teaching to you. So student, to become a good listener, you have to look at the speaker. Means you have to look at your teacher when she is teaching to you. The second question, do you pay attention to what the speaker is saying? It means when the teacher is teaching to you something, at that time, do you pay your full attention to the teacher? It means students, you have to be mentally and physically present in the class. It means you have to pay a close attention to the speaker, to your teacher, and try to understand what he is teaching to you. So students, a good listener always pay close attention to the speaker. Do you make any special efforts to understand the speaker? Efforts means koshish, prayas. Okay, so let's see some points which will help you to understand the speaker better. If you hear some new or unfamiliar words, okay, Try to guess their meanings from the context. To become a good listener means when your teacher is teaching to you at that time, she will introduce a new or unfamiliar words. So you try. You always have to try to guess their meanings. Okay? You can try to guess what the speaker will say next. Means when you are paying full attention to the teacher, what she is teaching to you at that time, you can also guess what your teacher is teaching to you next, what she will teach you. Okay? Try to keep listening even when you feel that you do not understand the speaker or even when you disagree with the speaker. It means when your teacher is teaching you something at that time, it may happen that you don't understand some points. You don't understand what the teacher is teaching to you, or you are not agree with your teacher. At that time, what you have to do? You have to wait till your teacher finish her teaching. Okay, students, and as soon as the teacher finish her teaching, after that you can ask your questions, you can ask your doubts, and you can clarify it by asking the polite questions to your teacher. Okay, students. Fear. Never feel shy or afraid. मतलब आपको कभी भी डरना नहीं है. Never feel shy or afraid to ask the questions if you don't understand what is being said. When you are not understanding anything at that time, you have to ask your doubts to your teacher politely. Okay, don't afraid while asking your doubts. Sometimes it helps to note down important words or points even as you listen. When your teacher is teaching to you, students, it is always important to note down the important points in your notebook when your teacher is teaching to you, when you are listening to your teacher. And lastly, it also helps to keep thinking about what you hear. Means you can think, you can always think that what the teacher is teaching to you or what you listen. Okay, when your teacher is teaching to you, you may grasp the meaning of a difficult word or phrase later on. Grasp means to catch. Okay, means when your teacher is teaching to you and if you hear any new words, unfamiliar words, note down that words and you can find it out the meaning of that words later on. Okay, students. So, students, to become a good listener, you have to pay very close attention to your speaker. You have to listen them carefully. You have to look at the speaker. You have to note down the important points, new or unfamiliar words. And when you don't understand anything or you are not agree with the speaker or your teacher, you can ask the doubt afterwards when the speaker finishes their speaking. Okay, students, so these are all the good qualities. These all are the qualities to become the good listener. Okay, students, I hope you understood how you can become a good listener. Okay, students, this is all about the lesson. So we have finished lesson number 3. Be a good listener. Thank you, students. Thank you so much for listening. Take care and be safe.